Alright Zerg friends, this is Fenna and it's time for a bit of replay analysis. This guy came on my stream, asked for a bit of replay analysis, he even threw in a donation, so really appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and analyze this. So dear Fenna, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Appreciate your work, sharing your knowledge to every Zerg friend out there. I like every single video that you make on YouTube. Aww. First of all, I'm from Mongolia, which you might have heard of it, but I bet you didn't hear anyone who plays StarCraft 2. Don't think so, not yet. So there was a little tournament that was held in Mongolia, and we have only 2 Master StarCraft 2 players, and both of them were there. I managed to get into grand finals with this Protoss guy, and he beat me up quite hard. We were playing a best of 5 and the score ended up to be 3-1. I want the last game to be analysed. Since the Hydra patch came in, I was trying to focus on Hydralisk and then use Vipers to kill the Colossus, and after a huge fight I did a fast mute switch, but it was already prepared with a lot of Phoenixes. I want to know what was wrong in this game. Probably I messed up from the beginning. I'm in Diamond League currently and I want to improve drastically, but my macro is pretty bad. Thank you again for doing this. Keep up the good work. Sorry for the bad English. Sincerely, Tsenguun. Okay, so let's get straight into it, guys. So let's have a quick overview of what's happened in this game. It looks like a Forge Expand. Tsenguun has gone for a pull first and fast 3 base, so very standard. Let's put the production tab up and just go in like 2 times or 4 times, make sure nothing silly is happening. It's a very simple part of the game. So we're not floating anything high, so this is really good. We should be seeing double gas coming up right around now. There we go, double gas. Alright, so are we actually looking at this? We do see it. It would be nice to sack at this point and have a look at this one at 6 minutes or 6:30. 6:30 works as well, so let's see if Tsenguun actually does sack this or have a look at the other gas, because that's one of the most important parts for defending all-ins. Alright, so I would say this is the first point where you want to make a change in your play. You want to have a look at the second gas, because otherwise you're going to be dying to things like 7 gates, 8 gates. If there's no gas on the natural by 6:30, you want to start preparing for an all-in. And since there's no gas here, I'd probably want to start preparing for an all-in. So let's see if he takes this gas anytime soon. See, if you sacked, you would have seen that he was taking this gas right now. Alright, we're sacking now. And we do see the 3rd and 4th gas come up. It's a bit late, so I would like to see some defense, and we do actually see a spine crawler coming up, which is nice. And a couple of roaches as well, but now we can probably go back to droning. And yeah, this looks like it's gonna go pretty well for Tsenguun. Losing a couple of drones, but yeah, that was good. That was a sick defense. At this point, you're in a massive lead. I would probably counter pressure at the same time, because the defense is going to be minimal. He's building cannons anyway, but I think if you attacked, he might have been able to force more defense. There's not really any reason to keep everything back at this point. The mothership core isn't scary enough to kill enough units as you do walk across the map. So we want to go back to droning now, obviously, because we held the push. And we probably just want to go straight to 3 base saturation, as he has got 4 gas. And we see that he is going for a Stargate and a Robo. Do we see both? Or we just see the Stargate? So let's see if we do see more. Let's speed it up a bit. Droning up now. We need to go. Oh, it's actually droning pretty slow since holding that push. Definitely need to like drone, just keep droning like crazy after the push is held, because it is only a pressure build. Alright, so the droning's up now. We're still in a really decent position. And we know that it's Stargate. We're going for Roach Hydra, so I think with this kind of style, this is basically the old school Roach Hydra Viper style. I'm personally not a fan of it, and we may see a timing on the 3rd here. I do like timings on the 3rd. But I think we should be abusing the timing here. We just got +1, he's taken a 3rd base, we've got a lot of units, and we could have done a lot of damage. But now this timing is, it's late. If it was earlier, we would have been able to do a lot more damage, but now there's 2 cannons up. The unit... Sorry guys, the unit count is building up a lot, the Nexus cannon is ready. I think if we went with +1, that would have been a lot better. Now this is going to be a bit risky, and yeah, Tsenguun doesn't want to risk it with that many force fields going down. +2 has been started, again, a bit late. But still, there are no Colossi out, so this is still a strong push. We just need to get in there, like, it's taking so long. We finished +1 around 11 minutes, I think. It's now 14 minutes, so it's just taking too long to get in there and do the damage. If you went faster... Oh, and that's a horrible position. It still looks like you're going to do a lot of damage here. Oh, yeah, doing a lot of damage. Nexus Cannon's helping him out a lot. 13 more Hydras as well. I think you could have committed there. Definitely could have committed. So I think some of the problems here is that you're scared of pushing against the Protoss. Because we had the massive roachling after we defended the pressure. That could have pressured the front. You wouldn't have won the game with it, but you could have forced more defense. And then you could have hit this a lot earlier. And the earlier you hit it, the better. Because that means less Colossus. Right now he's got the Colossus out. And obviously you need the Hive. This should have been earlier as well. Oh, we need this gas in the main. This should have been a lot earlier as well. When you're going for the Roach Hydra Viper, you need to get the Vipers out super quickly because you have to be constantly trading. If you take too long to get the Vipers out, then the Colossus number is just going to get too big. So I think the Vipers are too late and you're letting him build up to a really scary amount here. So we'll speed it up. There's definitely a lot of things that you could have done earlier on in the game though. Also the upgrades have not been too great for you. You've been forgetting about them. We've only got +2 at the minute where we should have at least 2-2. Now we've got a Viper on the way. We want like 5 Vipers. We've got 4 coming out. So that's okay. But again, it's just so late. So late. Now he's going to push out with so many Colossi. And there's just not going to be enough Viper energy or anything to pull enough Colossi to deal with it. And now we're out of position again. We need to keep tabs on the army at all times. We need to know where the army is. It does go pretty well. Most of the Colossi get taken down, but definitely behind now. Lacking on that gas as well because we didn't get the gas in the main base. Just got so many minerals. The user switch is something that I kind of like here. It worked really well. The thing is, you need to be careful with this kind of stuff if they do get a Stargate. What I like to do with mutas when I go for the muta switch is dive straight in, find the Stargates, and kill the pylons on the Stargates. Because once the Phoenix count starts getting up, you have to go into that Muta Corruptor style, which is really nasty to play, and it mostly comes down to their micro rather than yours. So that's not the best. But I think at this point, I would go out of the muta play, like just cut out of it. Because you've seen that he's got a lot of Phoenix. But the thing is, we're on 2 base, so you can't really transition. So yeah, at this point, even though the mutas did kill the army, because we've only got 2 base left, there's not too much left. And I think you realize that, and that's why you're trying to go kill here, but it's not going to work. So it's not because the muta transition was bad, really. It's just because you had nothing to back it up. You need a 3rd and 4th so that you can transition. So let's go over the key points. Let's see when this +1 finished and how long it took for us to attack into that 3rd base. So there's a +1 start. Maybe it's about 11:30 that it finishes, 12 minutes. Well, looks like 12 minutes. And we should be hitting right now. +1 finishes. The cannons do actually finish in time, but we should be hitting right now. You could wait for the grooved spines as well, but what's he got at this point? Like, this is the thing. He's got 1 Immortal, 1 Void Ray, 5 Stalkers. And you got 16 Roaches, 6 Hydras. You're going to absolutely wreck this. And you've also got a lot rallying out as well. You got a couple of Lings and 3 Hydras. So every second that you delay your push in a ZVP, the worse it gets with these Roach Hydra timings. You've really got to hit them so sharply. You can't mess about at all. And like, a really good player would have been going into Colossus a lot faster as well. And once those Colossi are out, and it's a lot harder to do damage. And like, if we waited for the grooved spines, let's see when that finished, probably about now. Oh, a bit later. So grooved spines coming up, which is perfectly okay to wait for that because grooved spines are a really strong upgrade. He doesn't have much now either. Like, if we hit right now, there's Immortals and Void Rays and a couple of Stalkers against a really nice Zerg army here. And you can send the Lings around here, you can attack into here. There's so much space on this map for this kind of timing. And also behind this, I would like to see an Infestor Pit, this gas as well, and going up to Hive with the push, because you need the Vipers as soon as possible. This is just going to be a pressure for you. Then you want to get Hive and Vipers as soon as possible. Never be afraid to get a really fast Infestation Pit. It's not too costly. It's only 100 gas, and you can pick up the Hive really quickly if there's no pressure from the Protoss player. That's what you need to do with this kind of Roach Hydra build. So yeah, this just gets delayed too much. And then you're really cautious about attacking in as well. I think you should just commit. Like, force fields are always going to be there. There's nothing you can do about that. You have got the groove spines, so you can shoot over them. You can even take a bigger concave, have units here attacking into this side, and then have units here as well. Even though everything won't be in the battle, you'll be taking down the dead. Also, you can commit here. This is why I think you would have just won the game here if you committed harder in earlier. So that's the biggest point in this game, in my opinion, and also going up to Vipers faster. I hope that helped you out, Tsenguun. Good luck on the ladder, bro. Counterattack. So this is a really strong way to play in a ZVZ. Even just 2 roaches on a counterattack can force so much from your opponent. Not that they're going to do a lot of damage. That's not the key part of a counterattack. The main thing that you're getting from a counterattack is